Hello, welcome to my little urban homestead. As promised the other day, it's green tomato chutney day. Right, I was thinking of doing it in a two-parter, but basically the first part would just be cutting up tomatoes and onions, putting salt on them and putting them in the fridge overnight. So I've done that stage because I think everybody knows how to cut up tomatoes and that. You just slice them as small as you want. Cut off any bad bits. Same with the onions. Put them in. I put them in a colander and put salt on them. A couple of tablespoons of salt, and look how much liquid it drew out. That's about 3/4 of a pint of liquid that it drew out. Brilliant. And so I've given them a quick rinse and they've been sitting on a tea towel. And that's them. I've got about 2.5 pounds of tomatoes here. Yes, some were starting to ripen. I've just used up all those that I've got left. And there's about ½ pound of onions, a few shallots as well. And they're ready now for the cooking side of it. So I'll bring you over. There we are. Got my large pan. I'm not doing a big batch because I've got other chutneys in. And as I've said before, there's only the two of us. So basically it's now pint, ½ litre, thereabouts of malt vinegar. Put that in. Slowly bring it to the boil with about, I put in around about 120 grams of light brown sugar. Bring it to the boil, stirring so that the sugar dissolves. Now it's come to the boil, I'm adding in, there's just over 100 grams of raisins in here. I've chopped them up. I mean, some of them are still whole, some of them have been chopped. They go in. Some ground black pepper. I'm adding, I've lost my teaspoon measure, so it's a ½ teaspoon measure. So I'm putting in, I want it too peppery, a good ½ teaspoon of pepper. And then put in your onions and your tomatoes. Good. Oh. Missed. Now bring that back to a boil and let it simmer for about hour and a half, 2 hours. Just stir it now and again. Make sure it doesn't catch on the bottom. And I'll show you what it looks like at the moment. The vinegar is still liquid, obviously. And you can see all the green tomatoes. So, as I said, just bring it back to a boil, put it on simmer and leave it. Right, after an hour this is how it looks. It's darkening down slightly, but we'll just leave it to run for another hour because it's nowhere near thick enough. They're not cooked through. It's only on a very, very low temperature anyway. So we'll be back in an hour. Now, it's had 2 hours and it's getting darker. But like I said, it's on a low heat. I don't mind. It isn't thick enough yet. So I'll turn the heat up a bit and let it run some more until it is thick enough. Should say another half an hour. Easy. I remember this every single year that I make it, that although the recipe that I've sort of followed, and when I did do it the first time about 4 years ago, I followed it exactly. It took twice as long to cook down to the consistency of chutney than the recipe said. Altogether it's had about 3 hours. I've just given it a fast boil and let's move it over here, see if I can show you. No, I can't. Let me lower it down. Right, there it is. You can see how thick it's gone now. And see how you can move it away from the pan. So you can see the pan at the bottom. That's another sign that it's ready. So I'm going to jar it up. My jars have been sterilised in the oven. I've got lids sterilised in a saucepan. I've also sterilised up my funnel and my ladle. So, it doesn't fit on them jars too well. Now, these you don't have to boil bath can or pressure can, anything like that. Use this to see if it will go down a bit. But as you do with the other canning, always make sure your lids, your rims and your top are clean. And then put your ring, get your lid, place it on top and seal it down. Do another one of these, see if it's a better angle. So in it goes. This flat it. Same as with any canning. Wipe your threads and the rim. Oh. Get a lid, place it down, a ring, yeah. And there we have it. 3 half-pint jars. Those jars are a bit less than half a pint, and a little bit to go in the fridge. So that's 5 and a bit jars. And yeah, they're pickled eggs. They're what I did yesterday. So ignore them. I've done the video on pickled eggs before when I first started this channel. But out of the garden. Thank you. Bye.
It's a perfect situation.